Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am so happy to be here with you because, wow, what a crazy several weeks. Oh, sorry about that. That was my central AC turning on. So if you hear some background humming noise, it's my central AC. I'm so excited to be joining you this morning because, a lot of things have transpired in my life. I'm going through this, I feel like a lot of spiritual stuff. That's how that's how I'd like to describe it because a lot of transformation, internal transformation. And some of it is, a lot of it is, I would say, not challenging, but an opportunity for growth. A lot of it has shadows in it. And so, somebody recently said, Moon, you have to go through the light. I mean, you have to go through the dark before you can go through the light. And that's what I feel like that is happening with me. I'm going through a lot of darkness to process a lot of energies. Anyway, so this session is really not about me. It's really about you guys, and I'm coming on live to answer your questions. Any questions that you have. Hi, Mr. Starbucks. Thanks for joining. I'm coming on to answer live questions. So I want to make a couple of announcements before I get into questions. I get into kind of what's been going on a little bit in my life. Is that tomorrow in the Om Heals Clubhouse Room, we're going to be interviewing Wendy DeRosa. Actually, she came on live with me some weeks ago, who is an intuitive healer and an empath, and she wrote a book called The Empowered Empath. So if you want to ask her questions, any questions for Wendy, I'm going to put the link below this video. After this session, I'm going to put a link below to that clubhouse from tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And on Tuesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, we have the group consciousness healing meditation, where we send healing to an individual. And as we collectively send healing to that individual, we actually heal ourselves. So join us for that. I'll also put the link to that room below this video. Thank you, thank you so much, Sri Rupa. What a beautiful name. Thank you so much. I would like to think that I radiate positive energy. That's what I try to do. And that's my goal, is to, radiate the light of love out into the universe, out into the planet, out into every sentient being, to the ocean, to the skies, just radiate out positive energy as much as I can. And so one of the things that, just to get in, if you have a question, please ask me. One of the things that I've been learning in the past, I would say, month or so, is to have a lot more faith in the process, which, because what happened was I had to go to Portugal for about I was there for about 9 days, and my whole family was very against me going, because, first of all, I don't even have the vaccine. I'm not sure exactly when I will get the vaccine. I'm not opposed to getting it, but I feel like I'll get it when I feel spirit wants me to get it. And so I've kind of been postponing it. And what it was my whole family was really against me going to another foreign country because they thought that it was too dangerous with everything that's going on in the world. And so I went anyway because I felt spirit really wanted me to go for a number of reasons. And I did a lot of prayers, a lot of meditations. I brought in the dragon energy for protection, and constantly just had the faith that I was going to be protected, that spirit was going to protect me no matter what. And I set that intention, and I called upon spirit every single day to please protect the whole travel, allow it to be in the flow, allow me to meet incredible people, wonderful people, whether it was from the Uber driver to the, restaurant waitress, whatever, anyone. I said, please allow me to really surrender to your infinite power and to have faith. And what I realized, one of the things that spirit really wanted me to learn during this whole journey is, can I have more faith in its infinite wisdom? Can I put more trust and faith each day, every day? And so that was one of the biggest lessons I think I've learned by going abroad without a vaccine. And, my travels were pretty lengthy. Coming back, I traveled for like 24 hours because one of my flights was really delayed. But that's one of the biggest lessons I learned during this process is, during this pandemic, traveling abroad, is just, can I surrender to the infinite wisdom? Okay, so Sri Rupa, you have a question. Few people often, okay, I'm not sure what that word is, and behave so badly, even when I do not have any bad intention. What should be my attitude towards them? That's a really, really good question. What should my attitude be towards people who are behaving badly, but you do not have any bad intention? And I think, a lot of us has been in that situation where people have behaved badly and we don't understand why, even though we are not behaving badly or we don't have bad intentions. One of the things that I think a lot of spiritual teachers, and, I think my business partner sent me a quote yesterday from Michael Beckwith. He's the head of the Agape Center. Few people often misread. Okay. What it is that when people show up badly, or when any situation that we feel that we do not desire show up, is because there's a real lesson to be learned in this situation. And there's a great lesson that person is teaching us, even if they behave badly. So one of the things that I always try to practice now more and more each day, each hour, each week, each month, is to have compassion for other people, no matter how badly they behave. That is one of the lessons that people who behave badly are teaching us. That's not to say, and don't get me wrong, that's not to say that you're going to condone their behavior. You're not supporting their behavior. What you're doing is you're practicing unconditional compassion for where they are at in their life, right? Because one of the things that we cannot do is, and I've done this many times in my life, is judge people, no matter what they are doing. It's easy to judge others, but we haven't walked in their shoes for 1 day or 2 seconds or 2 hours. If people are only really behaving where they are at. So if they are at a place where they're not as awakened, they're lost, and what Buddhists might call ignorant, where they don't understand that their behavior has consequences to themselves and to the people around them that are not desirable, they're only operating based on where they are at. They cannot operate beyond that. They just can't. They just don't have the mental, emotional capacity to behave any way other than where they are at. That's it. And so in knowing that, what we do is we have compassion for that person of where they are at. Again, like I said, it's not about condoning or supporting or endorsing their behavior. The universe is giving you an opportunity to train your muscle. You're training your emotional, mental, spiritual muscle. That's what this opportunity is for. When people behave that way and show up that way, this is the great opportunity to train your muscle to see what lessons can I learn from this situation? What lesson can I learn from these people? Can I learn to have compassion for where they are at? Not endorsing their behavior, but can I have compassion for where they are at from a distance? Because I know that when I was in my 20s or even 30s, I did not behave in a way that I now would say. I had moments when I behaved very badly. So so I can't judge others for their misbehavior. You know, if I don't hold that standard to myself, I'm not here to judge anyone. That's not my job. My job is not to judge. My job is to learn lessons for my own spiritual growth and expansion. And so those people, Sri Rupa, are behaving badly. Don't take that personally. Look for the lessons, spiritual lessons. What does my soul need to learn in this situation? What is the lesson from this? Is the lesson having compassion for where they are at in their life? Because they can't operate in any other way. They cannot behave in any other way than where they are mentally, emotionally. They just can't. If you do not have the capacity, if you are in a certain mental and emotional space, how can you expect them to behave any other way, right? So that's where we have compassion, and maybe they'll transcend that space. Maybe they'll transcend to a higher consciousness space, but maybe they won't. And that's not our job to determine that for that person's path. That's not our job. That's the infinite wisdom of the universe. And we surrender to that. And all we need to do is look for the lesson in that situation for our own spiritual growth. And let me tell you, as you learn the lesson from that situation, go do a meditation, go into prayer and ask spirit, why are these people showing up? What can I learn about myself that these people are reflecting about me? Because they're showing up to reflect something about yourself that you are not free on the inside. And until you can become free on the inside, you keep attracting those types of people into your experience. So the whole goal is to be free in here. And you will less and less attract those people. They're only behaving where they are at emotionally, mentally. That's all they are doing. And we can have compassion for that. Doesn't mean we have to endorse it. Doesn't mean we have to support it. So I hope that answers your questions. Jenny, hi, Jenny. I love you, Jenny. Jenny, I love you so much. Okay, so Jenny, let me read what you have to say. Jenny, it's hard to say the vaccine makes some sick, others not. I won't be getting the vaccine. My mom got very ill. Nobody in my family got it other than my parents. Spirits lets me know it's not for me. Okay, Jenny, I respect that. I totally respect that. I respect people's individual choice for their own body. And I always say, I've said this to everyone. I say it to my family. I said the vaccine will work well for some people, The vaccine will not work well for some people. Some people might die from the vaccine. Some people might thrive from the vaccine. I mean, my life coach, Julian, he's been thriving with the vaccine. You know, he's got a very, he's got lymphoma that he's been living with for 30 years. And he had gotten COVID, and he was coughing for more than 1 year because his body wasn't able to, because of his compromised immune system, his body wasn't able to handle it. And he was just kept on coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing for 1 year. And so he got the vaccine. He felt spirit was telling him, leading him to the vaccine. He got the Pfizer one, and it helped him. It helped his symptom of his cough completely disappear. Now, there are people that I know. I know that there are people that have died from Moderna, which is the one that my husband got, Moderna. So because we all have such different energetic blueprints, God created each and every one of us very differently, energetically. We have to go inward and ask, is this vaccine in my highest and best interest? And make that individual judgment for yourself. Make that individual judgment. Don't allow the white noise of society tell you whether you should get it or not. There are people who have benefited greatly from the vaccine, and there are people who have died from the vaccine. So it's about knowing your own energetic blueprint about how God has created you. And which vaccine, and if you're going to take the vaccine, which vaccine is going to work for your body, for your energy. So Jenny, I think you had to, you had a question. How do we release judgment of others, especially the ones we live with? Yeah, that's a great question. How do we release judgment from others, especially the ones we live with? Oh my God, that's a really profound question. And I think many of us, most of us can relate to that, right? Because there are people, it's easy to say, don't judge people, right? Oh, don't judge, right? But if you're actually living with somebody and they might not be behaving in their highest and best interests for themselves or for others, and you're living with that person, that's not going to be easy, right? That's not going to be easy. So this is where there's so much practice. This is where we practice. What do we practice? We practice taking in that energy, that judgment energy, and transmuting that energy to a higher consciousness energy, and then sending it back out to the universe. So this is a tool that I'm going to give you guys that I use a lot. Is that one of the things that I love to do is when I feel like, because I'm so empathic, I'm actually empathic in 3 ways. I'm empathic up here where I can pick up people's thoughts. I'm empathic emotionally where I could feel people's emotions. And I'm also empathic with health where I could take people's health issues, pains. So as an empath, you know, when I am getting energy that's being directed towards me, and it could be energy that's not intentional from that person, but that person is just sending me energy, not even knowingly they're doing it. And I feel like a sense of anxiety, or it's a lower vibrational frequency energy that I feel. And so what I decided to do was, you know, oftentimes I used to say, okay, I'm going to try to send this energy back to this person. That's what I'm going to try to do. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes trying to send it back doesn't work, because what I discovered is when I try to send it back, it's like I am not acknowledging that energy. And by not acknowledging that energy in some fashion, I'm not able to resolve that energy. And so I was in Portugal and I was feeling this anxious energy, and it was really pretty heavy. And so I texted it, I was doing some meditations, trying to send it back to different people. And it wasn't quite working. And I said, ugh. So I texted my business coach, Julian, who's an incredible energy expert. He's done energy work for 30 years. He got his Reiki master in 1991, 1992. He got his shamanism in 1990s. So I texted him, I said, I bet you he's going to have some kind of tool. And he said to me, he said, Moon, instead of trying to return the energy, why don't you see yourself transparent so that the energy is not being held? If you start to see yourself as completely transparent, the energy will just run through you. I said, what a great idea. I said, thank you, Julian. Great idea. So I went to a meditation and I saw myself as just pure wave energy, no physical form. And that's what we really are. We are 99.9999% wave energy. So I saw myself as wave energy. And as these energies were coming up and things in my emotion of like judgment or like, lower frequency emotions of anxiousness, judgment, these undesired lower frequency energies, I felt that what I did was I literally not physically, but in my mind, I saw that energy transmute to a higher frequency, to an energy of love. So I called upon dragon energy. I called upon two dragons to come in because one of my protection is dragons. They were called upon by an energy healing session I had with my friend Yvonne Skelly, whom I'm going to invite to the show. You'll see her. And I called upon the dragon energy to send me the golden light rather than fire. Send me golden light that would just give me an energetic shower. And then I would able to transmute this energy of anxiousness, this energy of judgment. I saw it transmuting to a higher frequency, to a frequency of love. And then after I saw that transmuting here in my heart chakra, I then sent it out to the universe. I sent it to every planet, every sentient being on this planet. I sent it to the ocean, the mountains, the sky, the plants, the animals, every human being. I sent it back out. And then I saw it go out to the universe. So what it is that we want to transmute that energy. So if you have, Jenny, if you're feeling that judgment, call upon spirit, download that divine light. It could be a white golden light, and see that energy transmute to a higher frequency, to that of love, and then transmit it out to the universe. And I guarantee you will feel less judgmental about the people in your life. So I hope that will help you. And Shakti said detachment. Oh, you're welcome, Sarupa. Shakti said detachment. Okay. Detachment is also what he means when he says detachment from that judgment. What he's saying is that what you're doing is when that judgment comes up, you want to look at that judgment like a third eye witness. You want to observe, you want to stare that judgment down as a third eye witness. And as you keep staring it down as a third eye witness, it starts to resolve itself. And I think that's what he means by detachment. But you're still acknowledging that emotion. You're still acknowledging it. You don't want to not acknowledge it, because if you don't acknowledge that emotion, you're just putting it under the rug and it still stays there. You want to acknowledge it. And by just staring it down as a third eye witness, which is the detachment, the body starts to resolve itself naturally and automatically. And then you can also take that energy and transmute it. See that energy with, just becoming this beautiful, pure light of love, and then send that energy back out to the universe. And it really, really is helpful. Shakti Veda. It's so true. We have all forgotten that we were born with an immune system. That is so true. It's so true, because let me tell you, my mother, she's 91 years old. She's going to be 91 in December, and they got COVID. I think it was last December they got COVID. And if my mother survived COVID at her age, and my sister also got it because they lived together, and she has a horrible immune system. My sister always says, if I was able to survive COVID, then other people can. I like that. We all forgot that we were born with it. Yep. The immune system could really handle a lot. It could pretty much handle anything. It's just the mind. We have these constructs of limited beliefs in our minds. And so then, that prevents the immune system from working at its optimal level. And because these limiting beliefs suppress the immune system, and the immune system can't work at its optimal level. And when it doesn't work at its optimal level, then viruses like COVID gets us, they do. So, and I'm not saying the virus is not serious. It's serious, but the immune system has a way of being able to deal with all that. So, Jenny. Okay, yes, I get anxiety from standing beside someone because my mind just goes into override from something outside of me. I feel it immediately. I just want to run. What is a tool I can use? So, Jenny, that's a really good question. Jenny, is this person the person you're living with, or is this people that you just meet out in the world? And also, what is, because again, I think what it is this is, you want to sit and stare and transmute that energy and then send it back out into the world. So, I get anxiety too. And the last months I've been getting a lot of anxiety, and I was talking to my, coach Julian about this, and he says, look, this is a good thing. You're moving from the shadow to the light. And when you move into the light, you're going to have many moments of the dark night of the soul. The dark night of the soul is what brings you to the light of the soul. And so we're all going through it. I mean, we have a collective trauma on this planet, right? We all have collective trauma. And we're all empathically in some fashion, whether we consider ourselves empaths or not, we're all taking in some empathically energies of others, of the planet, in some fashion, in some level. And so this is the universe's way of showing us, the pandemic is the universe's way of showing us, is, are you going to transmute this energy and send it out to the universe as love? Or are you going to take all of this energy where you feel anxious, fear, depressed, and you're going to shut yourself down? Because if you shut yourself down, it's only going to get worse. But if you take this energy, all this heavy energy, and we sit there with it, acknowledge it and transmute it, and then put it back out into the universe, now we are moving into the light. We're taking the darkness, the shadow, and we're putting it into the light. And this is the part and parcel of our journey. This is our journey's growth of expansion. That's what it is. And so the pandemic has a real purpose, a higher purpose, real purpose as to why it's here for us. And so for those of us who are going to learn the lessons from the pandemic, we're going to move more into the light. For those of us who are going to use these heavy energies to keep us paralyzed, it's gonna get worse. So you have a choice. That's the great thing about spirit. You know, God always gives us a choice. What are we going to do with the situation that we have right here, right now? And every situation that we encounter, that we feel that we do not desire, that brings about a lower vibrational frequency of emotions, such as anxiousness, fear, judgment, depression, is the universe's way of saying, now what are you going to do with those emotions? Are you going to break free of them and live your truth, living your truth? Or are you going to allow those emotions to debilitate you? What are you going to do with those emotions? Because let me tell you, if you're able to take those emotions and transmute it, you will start to be free internally. And the universe will show you incredible light in all aspects of your life. And so this is our greatest opportunity for growth and expansion. So Jenny, I hope that has helped you. Oh, it's people you encounter even online. I feel it. Yeah, the beach, on the phone. Yes, Jenny. Jenny, you know, you sound like you're a real empath. And so the book by Wendy DeRosa, The Empowered Empath, could really help you, I think. What you want to do is you want to use your gifts. God has given you gifts. The empathic gift, being an empath is a true gift. It's a true blessing. And God has given you that gift of being an empath. And so now it's about taking that gift and transmuting it to a higher level. And then using those gifts to help others. But you can only help others once you've helped yourself. So Jenny, this is a great opportunity for you to empower yourself as an empath, because often empaths take on all of these emotions of others and hold it in. And then it brings about a lot of depression, anxiousness, fear. So this is your greatest opportunity to take those emotions and transmute it to a higher level, and then broadcast it out into the universe. And so as an empath, I totally resonate with you. I have compassion for your journey. And I love you, Jenny. I just want to let you know that I really love you. And I totally honor your journey. And the fact that you're even here and you're doing the work. And I know you're doing the work. I know you're doing the work. I know you want to be spiritually awakened. The fact that you're making an effort to do this, you're on your way. You're on your way to healing yourself. You're on your way to getting to that next level, going into the light. So don't ever give up on yourself, Jenny, because I know that you have a beautiful energy. Yeah. Okay, great. The Empowered Empath by Wendy DeRosa. And she's going to be in the room tomorrow, in our clubhouse room tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Hi, Alien. Okay, so I'm so glad, Jenny, that you're able to do that. So I would say, Jenny, as an empath, please make sure you take time for yourself each day to do these prayers and meditations. I think as an empath, we have to constantly be processing these emotions, processing them, not holding them down, because then it becomes like a swamp of dirty energy, and then it just festers. Empaths need to process these energies by acknowledging them and transmuting them. And that's the best thing that empaths can do. You don't want to you want to stare those emotions down. Don't disavow those emotions. Stare them down and then call upon the divine source light to transmute that energy into a higher vibrational frequency. Please do that. And then send it back out to the universe. And you'll see, you'll feel better. And I was doing that, So I hope that helped. I got an email from somebody named Kevin who wanted to learn about the twin flames. And so I don't know if Kevin's on this live session, but Kevin, I wanted to answer you on that, because I can feel empathically that he felt that he lost his twin flame love. And I think he has a child with the twin flame or something like that. And so Kevin, this is one of the things that I really want to address, because I think at the end of the day, we're all looking for that unconditional love, right? We're all looking for that love that is so unconditional. And unconditional love only really comes within yourself by connecting to the divine. That's where true unconditional love comes. So anytime that we look for unconditional love outside of ourselves in the divine, we're looking at the wrong places. Now, if you feel that you have met your soulmate or you have met your twin flame, and you very well could have met your twin flame or your soulmate, doesn't mean that you're supposed to be with that person in this physical form for some reason. Doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. And I understand that that could be very traumatic for those who feel that they found their soulmate, or their soulmate left them, or their twin flame left them. That's a very traumatic feeling, right? And I get that. But the thing is that some people will be with their soulmates in this physical form, time, space, reality, and some people won't be with those people. And so the thing is that what I would do, Kevin, is I would ask spirit, because there might be some karmic relationship with those people, with that person. And that karmic relationship can be resolved if you learn the karmic lesson from why that relationship is karmic. And so one of the things that I do when I feel that, there's a soul, something of that, if whether it's a soulmate friend, whether it's a soulmate lover, whether it's a twin flame, whatever it is that you feel that deep spiritual connection. One of the things that I do, and I ask spirit over and over and over again until I have a clear answer, is what is the lesson that I need to learn from this karmic relationship that will allow me to resolve this energy between the parties involved? What is the karmic lesson that I need to learn here so that this energy can be released? And so that's the secret here, is that if you learn that lesson and you learn it, and you're able to transcend that relationship, that twin flame relationship. Like I said, not all relationships are meant to be here for in this physical form. Some relationships come in for a season. Some relationships come in for a few years. Some relationships come in for a lifetime. Some relationships come in for 2 hours. And there's none of that is wrong or right. What it is that if there is a relationship that is very strong spiritually, there's a karmic connection. And if you learn the lesson that you are meant to learn in that karmic relationship, then you can transcend it and release that energy. And once you've released that energy, you won't feel that trauma that you've just lost your twin flame. You won't feel that trauma. It's very traumatic to think that you've lost your twin flame, right? That's what Kevin said. I lost my twin flame. She walked out. Well, that's because there's a lesson that you have to learn. And maybe if he learns the lesson, she'll walk back in. But as long as you haven't learned that lesson, maybe she will walk back in, maybe she won't. That doesn't even matter. What matters is, what is the lesson are you learning from this relationship for your soul's growth and expansion? And then the energies will be released. And so that's what I do. So not all deep spiritual connections are meant to manifest in this physical time-space reality. What it is it's about learning those lessons for your soul. And you will see, and what you thought was maybe your twin flame, you'll see that somebody else better will come along. So it's about having that spiritual muscle. We have to develop the spiritual muscle. It's all about developing our spiritual muscle in this time-space reality. And the reason why, and it was funny because I was sitting with a rabbi in Portugal named Joseph. And he said to me, and I totally agree with this. The only reason why the only reason why you're alive is because you still need to learn lessons. Because if in this time-space reality, in this physical form, if you didn't have things to learn or to have a purpose or a mission or some things that you need to learn, you wouldn't even have to be in this time-space reality. You wouldn't even have to be alive. Your soul is eternal. And why your soul came into this physical experience of this, what we call planet Earth, is to have these physical experiences to learn lessons for your expansion, for your awakening. And as you keep learning these lessons, you choose to learn the lesson, and some people don't choose to learn it, and they're living in hell, in this physical form. That's up to them. That's a choice that you have. So it's a spiritual journey. We are here on a spiritual journey, and we're here in this physical plane to exercise our spiritual lessons, to exercise, I should say, our spiritual muscle. Every situation and opportunity is to exercise our spiritual muscle. And that's what it's really about. Okay, so hi, San, Mackie. Hi, Rosalie. God bless you. Thank you for your teaching. Jesus said, Matthew 5, to love our enemies. Every time someone did something bad, I said in my spirit, I bless you. And at the same time, I received peace in. Yes, absolutely. Oh, Jenny, I have another tip for you. When you run into situations, and the other person, Swarupa, that was here before, about people that are around you that have a lower vibrational negative energy, one of the mantras that you can do is the Ho'oponopono mantra. I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you for bringing my life so I may love you. I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. And thank you for being in my life so I may love you. I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. And thank you for being in my life so I may love you. This is a mantra, and I have a Ho'oponopono meditation. So you could go on my meditation list, playlist, and you can get it. And I have a video about Ho'oponopono. When you mantra this frequency, this chant, what you're saying is that you're telling your subconscious mind that, please help me to release those energies that are matching the people out there that I do not desire to have in my life. That's what this mantra is asking. And it's asking the divine to help you to release these energies from your subconscious mind. And so as you keep repeating this mantra over and over and over again, it releases that from yourself. And therefore, those people show up less and less. And so this is a beautiful mantra. And there's other mantras that you can employ that will release that energy from yourself. And then those people will not show up in your experience as much. So it's a frequency to help you release those things in yourself that you are sharing with those other people that you do not desire. And so use that mantra. That's another tip. The mantras are very, very powerful because they carry a certain vibrational frequency that shifts your energy and that allows you to release energies that, you know, that are lower frequency, like fear, anxiousness, depression. But it takes practice. All of this stuff is practice. It's daily practice. I don't know anybody that has, that has just, that made a quantum leap in this spiritual space. It's a muscle that you've got to practice. So I'm glad that I could give you another tip, Jenny. And so, okay, so I hope I answered Kevin's question about the twin flame, the question about dealing with people. Right, it's the soul's journey. Yes, it is always about the soul's journey, Swarupa. So I hope those are the answers that you are seeking that can really help you in your journey. And so one of the things that, Kristen, hi, yes, it's very true. It's a lifestyle. Yes, it's always a lifestyle. It's, using the spiritual muscle and awakening your spirituality is a lifestyle. It's not something that you just do once. It's like a diet. I always say diet is a lifestyle. Eating a certain way is a lifestyle. Diet, people think, oh, I'm going to go on a diet and lose, 20 pounds in 2 months and that's it. But it never works because people usually gain weight again, right? But eating a certain diet is a lifestyle. Eating a certain healthy diet for your body is a lifestyle. And just is the same. The spiritual awakening is a lifestyle. The spiritual growth and expansion is a lifestyle. It is not something that you just do one day and think you're going to get results. You're only going to get results when you've practiced it every day and you become conscious of practicing it. You become very conscious of your thoughts, of your feelings. Having an awareness of your thoughts and feeling is the precursor to any spiritual awareness or growth or development. That is the precursor to everything. Because if you don't have an awareness of your internal world, how can you have an awareness of anything else? Oh, Mr. Starbucks. Okay, it's the Ho'oponopono mantra. Oh, Jenny, that's so sweet. You really didn't need to, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jenny. Just, I didn't even know you can really get money. I don't come on here for the money. So let me repeat the Ho'opono mantra again. I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you. Excuse me. My throat is dry because I've been talking and I don't have water here. I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you for being in my life so I may love you. And I have a Ho'oponopono meditation in my meditation playlist that you can tap into. So I hope that helps you. And I have also a video just about Ho'oponopono, where it comes from, the premise, the concept of Ho'oponopono, So you could check out those videos. Like I said, I have a video about Ho'opono, and I have meditation videos that you can listen to over and over again for the Ho'oponopono. But Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian spiritual practice, and it's a practice that many people use. Even my life coach, Julian, he uses it. And I tell you, he told me a story about one time he had a client, he's an executive coach, and he had a client that just ripped into him. She was so unhappy, and she just lashed out her anger at him. And he knew that he had attracted it in some way. And so he mantraed it all day, all night. He just mantraed it over and over and over again. And the next day, she came back and she said, Julian, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that I treated you that way. But he was wise to understand that he somehow attracted that anger into his life. And so he was doing this mantra to help him release that anger within himself. And it worked. These things work. It is all energy, and they work. So, we'll talk to you. Does anybody have other questions? Any other questions that you have? Please just ask me. This is an opportunity. I try to come on every month, once a month, to answer any questions that you have and come on live. And this is a privilege and honor to do this. Oh, last night, oh wow, my friend Tezra, I just want to mention, last night, my friend Tezra, I opened the room for her because she asked me to, because she was working. It's called I forget what it's called. Oh God. Anyway, she's doing this whole 24-hour day of events on Clubhouse that helped to, today's September 11th, and she wanted to do it on September 11th because the reason why September 11th happened and occurred was because of the divisiveness, right? The Taliban felt divisive, and they did this to the US, right? That's what September 11th is about divisiveness. And so her whole mission in life now is to melt all divisiveness, melt down all racism, all social inequality. But she's a black lady, and she doesn't believe in racism. She believes that racism is just a construct of our mind and their delusional thoughts that we have, because universe does not see race. Universe does not see color. The universe just reads energy, and everything is energy. And so when we peel away the constructs of our mind, these thoughts that you are different from me because you are a different culture, you are a different race, we're unique, but we're essentially the same. The Dalai Lama always said, I have been to every country, every part of the world, and essentially people are the same, no matter what culture, what food, what color of their skin, what color of their eyes. None of that really matters, because spiritually speaking, we are all connected to that one source energy, but we are just manifested in this physical expression in a unique way. But the heart of us is all same and similar. And so she has this mission to allow people to awaken that these thoughts that we are different from each other, that's only created in here, that we're holding on to, has nothing to do with the truth of our universal existence. She wants to help people peel away those delusional layers of themselves. And she's doing a whole day of events, 24-hour days of events, to unify people. And she selected September 11th, and when September 11th happened that day, I was living in New York, and I was working in downtown New York. I was working in Soho at that time. So I know firsthand about September 11th. She wanted to choose September 11th to start to awaken people to their eternal truth and understand that we are really not different, and that the racism is just a construct of our mind. So I'll put a link to her her stuff on Clubhouse and her website below. Okay, so let's see. Mr. Sabox, I love you. I apologize. Please forgive me. Thank you for being my life to love you. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly, Shakti. We might be unique, but we are one. Absolutely. God, in this one source energy that we come out as an expression of physical, we are all expressions of God, right? That's what we are. We are just physical manifestations of God's expression. And so the manifestation may be unique, but the core of us, the essence of us, the foundation of us is the same. So the packaging might be different for each one of us, and we are here to serve uniquely and differently for God's light. Each one of us, we're uniquely here to serve differently. And that's why God has given each one of us different talents and gifts to serve the light. That's why we're here. We're here to serve the light. But the essence of us in here is that divine light. And we are all connected by that pure foundational essence. And that makes us one. And so this is why my friend Tezra, I admire her for what what she wants to do with her life, the rest of her life. Her mission is to show that in our uniqueness, there's unity. And all of the planet, as we see it, is so divisive, right? Because it's the construct of our mind that make us divisive. And so that's what it is. So I feel so privileged again to have come on live. I'm going to be going into an online collective healing meditation in a few minutes. So I'm going to get off now. It's a online collective healing with somebody named Andrew Appel. And he does this collective consciousness online meditation where we heal each other, which it's similar to my room on the Tuesday Clubhouse room where we do a collective consciousness healing meditation. And he's going to start, I think it's going to start very soon. It's already started. So I'm going to jump on that. So I'm going to leave you guys. And again, we are all one. So please remember that. So let's close out with a prayer. Dear God, dear universe, divine ascended masters, ancestors, thank you so much for allowing us to open this space and for drawing in the people, the listeners, the viewers who are ready for the message. Thank you for allowing us to be your channel for your light, to do the work that we were meant to do, as you have given each and every one of us gifts and talents to do the work of the light that we are here to serve you. And thank you so much for showing us the breadcrumbs of light to our soul's path, that you shine that light every day for us in front of us. And any situations that come into our experience, if a situation of whether it's an undesired situation, it's a situation where we feel anxious, it's a situation where we feel fear, it's a situation where we feel doubt or anger or depression or frustration. You are giving us that situation for allow us to choose either the light or choose the darkness. And so we are thankful for the opportunities that you give us, and everything is an opportunity for us to transmute ourselves to a higher level to serve you. And we are so grateful that you give us these opportunities all day, every day, all around us, so that we may learn truly about our eternal truth, our eternal beingness, and awaken us to our spiritual growth and expansion. So thank you so much again for all that you do for us, and for continuing to protect us and remove situations and people that do not serve the highest good of ourselves and the highest good of our humanity and the highest good of our planet. And allow those of us who are truly working as your light to truly allow us to broadcast each one of our lights out into the universe as we may as you allow us to do, so that we may affect and influence others to see your light, to see your infinite wisdom, infinite ways to protect us, infinite love that you have for each and every one of us. So thank you so much again for all that you do and all the guidance that you provide and all the messages that you provide, and to allow us to have every day some space for prayer and meditation to connect with your divine light and connect with your divine messages and behave in a way that serve the highest good of ourselves, the highest good of our humanity, and the highest good of our planet, and allow us to make mindful and conscious choices that allows us to transmute these energies for the expansion and growth of our soul. So thank you again for your continued guidance, your continued protection, your continued wisdom, and most importantly, for your continued unconditional love. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Stay well. And I'll see you next time. I'll announce my next live session. And again, I'll put some of the links to the clubhouse room and stuff at the bottom, so you have that resource. Thank you. Much love and blessings. I'll see you soon. Bye.